Yeah, let's talk about an overworked staff. As an overworked staff, when do you get to tell your boss I am overworked? Before we go straight into this recording, I would like to draw your attention to the course I recorded before now. It's called Self-Application. How do you apply yourself within the workplace? Self-application. It's all about moving yourself from the cult of mediocrity into the world-class group within the workplace. So I encourage you to go take that course. So let's quickly go straight into how an overworked staff can get to tell his or her boss that I am overworked. So, how do you tell your boss that you're overworked? Overworked staff. Overworked staff. I mean, this is an everyday phenomenon in the workplace. We have this every day. People who are overworked and don't know how to go about it. In the course on the art and science of self-application, I did mention how you can become an exceptional staff. Um, After thinking about it, I got to also understand that there's a likelihood of you becoming that exceptional staff that becomes the envy of everyone and becomes the prized team member for your boss. And the likelihood that your boss might keep on giving you work and task without noting what is on your plate might become a challenge. You can't blame the boss because obviously there's someone within the team that seems to be delivering as expected. So it gets to a point as a staff that you're likely to have quite a lot of things on your plate, quite a lot of things on your plate, and it becomes so tiring and so frustrating. Now, this is what happens. So, what are the first errors that we see when a staff is overworked? The first errors are you become grumpy. Becoming grumpy, I guess you've all heard of the grumpy old woman or something like that. Um, you become grumpy and becomes obvious to everyone that, oh, why grumpy? But unfortunately, not everybody can see. Let me say, people are not clairvoyant. They can't see into your mind. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what the pains are or what the challenges are. Only a few people might just come and ask you, okay, what's the problem? Now, the likelihood of you opening up to them to tell them that, oh, I've got a lot of things on my plate and I keep getting work here and there might not occur. So, the first error we make is to become grumpy. As a matter of fact, this is not the best. The same thing that happens afterwards for an overworked staff is probably requesting for sick days off. Sick days off, which in the real truth of it, you really don't need those sick days off. So when you feel your plate is full and you feel the best way to escape work is to just call in sick. You see, the truth is when you start doing this and there is some level of consistency in terms of your request for sick days, your boss who seems to have a lot of pride in you might become concerned as to, okay, why is this person always going on sick leave? It only takes a boss who or a supervisor, a line manager who takes his time to observe things to come and ask the question, why are you always going on sick leave? And some might even say, oh, probably he or she is going through some private things, and I don't think I want to cross into that space. That's another debate for another time. Another thing we see is churning out half half baked work. Now you're overworked. Now, what got you to that point of being overworked or perceived being overworked is the quality of result that comes from you. I mean, your boss reaches out to you. I want you to to work on a presentation, cut some slides for me. These are the things I want on the slide. You go all and above to deliver, and you submit a very beautiful presentation. You become the talk of the organization. Uh, People would also want to push some things to you to help them either to build from scratch or just help them review. Your boss comes and says, "Oh, I want some numbers crunched. I want some formularization within the spread." You're also the go-to guy. You get it done and things like that. Your work is excellent. Now, because you're overworked, you start dropping your own standards. That is not the best way to go about this whole thing. Again, let me recap from the top. When staffs feel that they are overworked, these are the things they tend to do. They become grumpy about it. They start taking sick days off, not showing up at work for reasons best known to them. Then the thought of it is to start churning out half-baked work that doesn't measure up to what their standard have always been. So now let's talk about how do you get to tell your boss that I am indeed overworked. So you see, the truth is, in the workplace, there's always a moment when you're dealing with your boss or you're dealing with other individuals within the organization. There's something called the moment. It's called the moment. Something called the moment. And what do you do with the moment? What do you do with the moment? What you do with the moment is to steal it. You need to steal the moment. Steal it. Now, what do I mean by this? You see, every no one no no every day is not the same. No day is the same within the 5 work days we show up in the office. So the truth is, you as an individual, the onus is on you to identify that moment that you can easily steal when you feel your boss is in that element where he or she can listen. You see, in coaching, there's something called stealing the coaching moment. Again, with this, regardless of who your boss is, if your boss is the type that doesn't smile, doesn't, there's always going to be a break. There's always going to be a break. So as a staff, it is very, very important that you take it as part of your job to know your boss. Know your boss. Because if you know your boss, you'll be in a better position to know when you can come up with different issues. You can know when to walk up to him and discuss some issues. Sometimes we just feel, oh, because I feel it is appropriate for me to discuss X, and you just walk up to your boss and you want to discuss S. And meanwhile, it's not the best of moment for your boss. Perhaps your boss is preparing for a presentation to the board, and that is all he wants to think about. While you are just about, oh, I've been overworked, I've been working, I've been doing all sort of things. I think it's time for me to go request for um, an increase or a raise or whatever it is. And you walk up to your boss. It's not that what you've taken to your boss is wrong, but it's just that you are presenting it at the wrong time. So you need to understand the issues on ground. You need to understand the thinking and the mood of your boss so that you know how best to approach your boss. So this is how to really, really, really cross that bridge of being overworked to becoming open to your boss and for your boss to really see things from your own perspective. And at the end of the day, um, a solution will be reached for you. So I wish you the best in your career and all the best.